Officially, Israel says its goal is to block Iran from acquiring a nuclear bomb. But in practice, their target seems larger. Every strike has focused on the IRGC, Iran's Revolutionary Guard, while sparing the traditional armed forces. This looks like a divide-and-conquer play. See, the IRGC and Iran's regular military often clash behind the scenes. The Guard holds enormous power, politically and economically. By crippling the IRGC, Israel might be hoping to provoke a fracture, even push the military into taking power from the Revolutionary Corps. The name of Israel's operation, Rising Lion, likely references pre-revolution Iran, when the lion's symbol adorned the national flag. That symbolism points to one thing: regime change. Whether it succeeds remains uncertain. Interestingly, Iran's strategy may mirror that objective, but through political means. Tehran knows it won't change Netanyahu's stance, but it could aim to destabilize his government. By inflicting sustained strategic damage while avoiding civilian casualties, Iran may hope to stir discontent inside Israel and spark a vote of no confidence. If that happens, Iran wins a political victory, regaining leverage in future negotiations while saving face at home. But as always, it's a long shot. Regime change isn't a plan, it's a bet. Over the next few weeks, both nations' actions will be shaped by a volatile mix of military pressure, regional dynamics, and global diplomacy. One wrong move, a single shift in US policy, could trigger a chain reaction. Weak retaliation from Iran will do little to deter further Israeli strikes. But if they hit too hard, they risk dragging the US directly into the conflict, which might be exactly what Israel wants. Iran, on the other hand, is likely to pursue a more calibrated response, strong enough to show resolve but measured enough to keep the door open for de-escalation. They may once again notify regional actors in advance, as they did in April 2024 during Operation True Promise, to avoid all-out war. This conflict is now a test of stamina versus escalation. Israel can only intercept so many waves of drones and missiles before its defenses run low. Iran could exploit that, overwhelming Israeli systems until something slips through. But Iran has its limits too. Drones are plentiful, but easy to take down. Ballistic missiles are powerful, but difficult to replace. Estimates say Iran holds roughly 3,000 ballistic missiles. Not all can reach Israel, but enough might get through to cause severe damage and shake Israeli leadership. In the past, Iran would have leaned heavily on its proxy network, especially Hezbollah. But after a grueling year of conflict with Israel, Hezbollah is weakened. Many top leaders are dead. Mossad has infiltrated its command structure, and politically, Lebanon can't afford another war. The government has warned Hezbollah, stand down. So, for now, Hezbollah watches from the sidelines. Iran could turn to other proxies, launching attacks on US bases in Iraq, Syria, or Jordan. The Houthis might even target Israel or strike US naval vessels in the Red Sea. But these moves would be dangerous, perhaps fatally so. Directly hacking US assets could lead to a massive response, similar to the assassination of Quds Force commander Qasem Soleimani. The damage from a US air campaign would likely surpass even Israel's capabilities. Another, riskier path: target US allies in the Gulf. Iran could strike oil infrastructure in Saudi Arabia, like in 2019, or hit facilities in the UAE, as it did in 2022. Even limited attacks in the Strait of Hormuz would skyrocket oil prices, pressuring Gulf governments to urge Washington to rein in Israel. But this, too, could backfire, undoing years of diplomatic outreach between Iran and its Arab neighbors. Yet there's one deterrent Iran has never used, but may now consider: a nuclear test. It would send a chilling message to both Israel and the US that Iran is done pretending, but it would also trigger outrage, sanctions, and deeper isolation. Still, if Iran's leadership feels existentially threatened, the calculation may change. Even a non-lethal demonstration, something symbolic but ambiguous, could serve as a warning without inviting full-scale war. Iranian officials have long threatened to withdraw from the Non-Proliferation Treaty if their nuclear sites are bombed. That moment may be approaching. In the end, everything will come down to what happens next. The longer this conflict drags on, the less room there will be for diplomacy. Each strike, each counterstrike narrows the path forward, and no matter how precise the plans, precision outcomes are rarely guaranteed. If you found this analysis useful, please leave a comment, hit that like button, and consider sharing. Thanks for watching. Until next time.